Good afternoon, happy Monday, or good morning, I guess, if you're out in like the West Coast. We got some shipping to do, so it's gonna be a working live. You know what we do every Monday. Go on here and I share with you all of my sales since for the last 2 days. So I'll share with you all my sales on eBay, Amazon, Mercari, and Poshmark. We got sales on all the platforms. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. If you're a basketball fan, it was kind of a wild weekend with trades. I'm a basketball fan, so I've been paying attention to that. Pretty excited about the Spurs trade from last night, but crazy Lakers trade, Luka traded. That's just all crazy, but too. Love to hear about your weekend. What is up? What is happening? Welcome in. Welcome in. Say hello if you're popping in the chat. Love to hear from you. Love to hear how you're doing. But we're going to ship out all these orders. As always, you're the boss to get things started. So let me know which platform are we going to start shipping first: eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, or Amazon. Live is just a place for resellers to come to. If you're reselling curious, or if you're already a reseller, it's a great place to come to learn what's actually selling online, how much am I getting for those items, how long do they stay in inventory, and about how much profit am I making on each of these sales. So somewhere kind of a lighter last 2 days. Looks like about 16 or 17 total sales going out the door. So we'll go through all of them. And yeah, let me know where are we going to start: eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, or Amazon. Let me know down below in the chat and we'll get started there. If I don't see any votes, then we'll just get started with some eBay. And that looks like that's what we're going to do. All right. And as always, what are you selling there? Amazon, what are you selling there? We can start with Amazon, sure. I have one FBM order. I had a couple of FBA orders that went out the door. But of course, Amazon takes care of FBA by Amazon. So over the weekend, I had four FBA orders and one FBM. FBM means fulfilled by merchant, which means I'm shipping this myself. I just picked up these Dockers on a retail clearance this past week, and they sold. I think these sold these sold last night. So these sold for, I'll give you the exact price. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, they sold for $44.98, and I paid $15 for these just this past week. So these were in inventory for about 4 total days. I like that nice quick sale. So it's going out on Amazon. That'll be our one Amazon FBM sale. It's nice as the other 4 that I got are all FBA, so I don't have to do nothing. Amazon takes care of shipping those to the customers. So I shipped all that stuff into I ship it to them in a big box, and then they take care of the rest, which is nice. I'd say about half of my inventory is FBA, half of it is FBM at the moment, but that changes as things go. I might send in a big box. This is what I got here pretty soon too. So this is going USPS Ground Advantage with Amazon. I just print out the labels right through Amazon, their website. So hello, welcome in. I didn't know you were doing Amazon Fun. I tried it for a while, but didn't like it. What didn't you like about it, Cookie Pokey? And good to see you, Cookie Pokey. Cookie Pokey, hope you're doing well. It's always a pleasure to see you. One of my longest term followers, Cookie Pokey. I think you were following me back in 2020 when we get this whole party started. So I appreciate all your support over the years. It's always fun to see. It's extra fun to see your name pop into the chat. A long-term follower. Let's jump into some eBay next. So eBay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little shared screen action here for you. So let me get this set up so you can see exactly the items, the item titles, the photos, and all that stuff on the screen. I've been doing that for the past couple of weeks. I didn't do it last week. I was kind of in a rush, but I've been doing it lately, and it seemed like y'all liked it. So we'll keep doing it. Unless you don't like it, then we'll stop doing it. So let's go ahead and get this lined up. Cool. Step 1. Step 2 is this. Sweet. And I want to put this on the edge of the screen here because I don't want you to be able to see the buyers' names and addresses. That would be weird. So let's just sneak this in. And it looks like you should be able to see all this stuff. So we're going to start right from the top. You can see, I'll probably zoom in on this a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. How's that? That's better. feel like you can read that a little bit better now. So you can see the sale price right there on the screen. That's the sale price. All of these, the buyer paid shipping on top of their item price there too. So here's a vintage EMS women's fleece. I've had this in inventory since 2021. It is a vintage women's Eastern Mountain Sports fleece right there. You can see that older tag, but it did have like it had a little like tear in it in the fabric. So it sat around for a little while. Sold for $23. The buyer paid $7.95 shipping on this. So they're all in for $31 on this piece right here. We're going to ship this out. This is going to go at USPS Ground Advantage. The shipping label is going to be $9.39. It's going all the way across the country from Asheville to Fremont, California. This is going out to David. Thank you, David. Welcome in. Welcome in. Can you see that little... Can you see the screen okay over there? Can you see all the sales, or at least some of them on the screen over there? Let me know if that's working out all right. You didn't like Amazon because I was shipping boxes of stuff in. I think I enjoy it better when I was mailing it myself. I like to control what's being shipped. Got that. I feel that. I totally understand that. I like when Amazon does the work for me personally. What's up, Kelsey? How are you? Second time I've seen your name this morning on my screen. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Boy, it's warm down here in Asheville. Hope you're getting some of that in Boone. Some of that warm weather. This is probably the warmest weather we've had in a couple of months now. So thank you, David. And we're going to go right down the list here. You can see next up is that Orvis shirt that sold for $17.85. So that was I had a 15% off sale. That's actually an older shirt too. I picked that up in 2023. That Orvis shirt. I'll show you that here in a second. So we get some old orders going out the door today. We also got some really fast ones, which is cool too. Welcome in, welcome in. Mazda John is in the house. What's up, brother? I didn't see you walk in. How are you? Listing spring items and watching live with my Chris at Peak Coffee. Appreciate your support, John. Love that you're getting the spring items. I've been selling spring items already too, and I've definitely been pumping up like short sleeve shirts and polos, getting those listed for sure. Typically, those really take off for me. Middle of February, I start seeing them take off typically, and then like March 1 comes around, and like short sleeves and polos and that sort of thing, it just goes crazy. So glad that you and I are on the same page with that stuff. All right, here's that Orvis piece coming up next. So I thought this was a cool shirt. It took a little while to sell. Like I said, I picked this up in 2023. The reason I thought this was pretty cool is because it has a embroidery that says Hubbard's Yellowstone Adventures on it. Now, a lot of times embroideries on shirts are a detractor for people, right? But I was like, that's a pretty cool one, like Yellowstone Adventures. Like somebody bought this, obviously they went on a trip, went on like a guided tour or something, and they bought this shirt from that company. I was like, that's actually kind of cool. I feel like the right buyer will come around and pick this one up. They did. It just took a little while. This is going to Sarasota, Florida, going to William. Thanks, William. I thought it was a rad shirt. I would have worn it. It's kind of like that, like polyester vented wicking shirt. You can see all the keywords that I used on there. Going up to William. Hey, Steph, how are you? What's happening? What's happening? Thanks, everyone, for being here. It makes this a little bit more fun for me. Hopefully you learned something, maybe crack half a smile along the way, too. You can see all the sales right along, or at least some of them right now, right along the right-hand side of the screen. We're going to follow that down. So that Orvis is out the door, $17.85 plus $5.95 shipping is what the buyer paid. Next up is a bigger sale. Picked this up retail arbitrage in summer clearance time in August. Brand new with tags, Psycho Bunny. This sold for $69. I don't remember how much I paid for this shirt. I'll be honest. I have no idea. But sold for $69 on a best offer. Buyer paid $5.95 shipping. Brand new with tags. I like picking up this Psycho Bunny stuff. People pay up for it. Especially like big, bold colors. Like if that bunny was like a bigger embroidery, or if it had a big Psycho Bunny spell out or an all over print, those sell even better. Love me some Psycho Bunny. Both new and used. Love selling it. I don't find it used all that much. I don't think Psycho Bunny, the brand, isn't really popular in these parts here in Asheville, North Carolina. But this one's going out to Calexio? Somewhere in California. I can't pronounce that word. Not much chilling with mom and dad now. I head home tomorrow. That's night. I forgot you were out there. That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you had a nice trip. said you're heading home tomorrow. Nice. Psycho Bunny, awesome brand. Yeah, I like selling that one. Both new and used. It's been a good seller for me. Now, J. Crew, I know this is a brand that a lot of people have been taught to pass on, which most of the time you're going to be right. 99.99% of the time I pass on J. Crew. But this is a lamb's wool blend, like with a shawl neck. You can see like the buttons on the sweater right here. So I picked this thing up, and this sold pretty quickly. I think this took 3 weeks to sell. J. Crew with that lamb's wool and that shawl neck. $25 plus the buyer paid $8.95 shipping on this, and it took 3 weeks to sell. So awesome pickup right there. Always be looking out for that lamb's wool or wool. It's a great way to elevate a brand that you don't typically pick up. I paid $5 for it, sold it for $25, and made a couple bucks off the shipping there too. So my profit on this item is going to end up being about $17, almost $18 profit on this piece, and it took less than 3 weeks to sell. It's going to Dawn. Don't go running out. Don't go like running out of this live and pick up every J. Crew that you see at a thrift store or garage sale. It's not usually a good seller. But a lamb's wool sweater, especially in season right now, it's sweater season still. So that makes that a good pickup. You know me, I like finding those like things from brands that most people would pass on. I think a lot of people would have passed on this J. Crew piece and probably did at the thrift store because they're like, J. Crew, that ain't worth no money. But in this case, it was. Here's the biggest sale of the day. We got a combo. So this buyer bought 2 of these jackets, both men's size medium, both brand new with tags. They bought this Levi's one. You can see it there on the screen. This sold for $34.99 plus $5.95 shipping. It's called the trucker jacket. You can see that right there. It's got some nice like distressing on it. Obviously brand new with tags, but factory distressing, and it's got some patches on it and stuff too. I thought it was a pretty cool piece. I picked this up over the summertime, so it sat around for a little while. I think I picked up 2 of these, and this was the second one to sell. I'm out of stock now. $34.99 on this one. And then they also got this here. I gotta wrap this one up. Nice brand right here, Marine Layer. I just picked this one up maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Brand new with tags. This one's called the Boise Cord Sherpa Trucker right there. So it's got the corduroy exterior with that Sherpa lined interior. Very like in style right now piece. So they paid $79.99 for this piece. I paid $40 for it. So my profit on this is probably going to be $25 or so. Actually, I'll make some money on shipping because this is going to be combined shipping. Hey, what's up, Tish? How are you? No way. J. Crew is my number one by far for men. My number one, like your favorite brand. I only found at TJ, like your favorite brand, like personally, or a favorite brand to resell. Number one by far. Shocking stuff over there, Kathy. I like it. You got to tell me more about your J. Crew and what works. So Marine Layer. Let's get this bagged up. I think I'm going to put this in a big old box. The buyer ended up paying between those 2 jackets. They paid $9.99 and $8.99. So they paid $19 for shipping on this. But it's got to be like 5 pounds worth of jacket. So put it in this clear poly bag. Keep it protected. Let's get us a big old box. I think it'll fit in one of these 14 by 10 by 6s. I use these for both new and box shoes and used shoes. This box up pretty good. Let's see if this will fit. It might. Yeah, that'll work. So this is going out to Michael. Michael's in Howard Beach, New York. The shipping on this is going to cost me $9.61. So I'll make a few bucks on the shipping too. Tight fit in here. There it is. Busy. My dad, otherwise I'm going day by day. Send positive vibes your way, Tees. You know that. You know that. All right, so altogether the buyer paid 80 plus 34. So that's 115 plus the $19 shipping. So all in, they are in for 134 on this, including shipping. So big sale right here. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you supporting our small little business. It's a great place to ask questions too if you have them. We've been running this business out of our home for over 6 years now. It's been a full-time venture for over 4 years now. So if you have questions, good place to ask. If I get stuff wrong, or feel free to call me out. I'm missing something. Here's another up on your screen. I printed this label out through pirate ship. This is going internationally, direct international through eBay. So this is skipping. It's not going to their global shipping program. It's just going direct. So I'm shipping this via pirate ship. I printed out this label through pirate ship. And so this is going to ship directly to Miami, Florida, and then pirate ship is going to take it from Miami, Florida with a new label. It's got to go out to Israel. So shirts, this Polo Ralph Lauren sold for $17 or like $16.85, I think. I'm going all the way to Israel. This shirt somehow was in my inventory since 2021, and that's a good size. It's a size large, like 17, 34, 35. Nice pattern on the shirt. It's a Polo Ralph Lauren, which is a good seller for me. I don't know why that one sat around, but they like it in Israel, so it's going to Israel. There it goes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next up is for Donald. Donald got him a Peter Millar golf polo. We are starting to get in the golf polo season. I sold this one a little short. I sold it for $17, which is below what I typically sell these for. Typically sell them in like the $20 to $23 range. The market has gone down on these, but I feel like a color like this, like orange and yellow, tends not to be a very good seller for me. So I'm happy to get rid of that one. 17 bucks. It's February 3rd. Let's get a golf polo out of here. I paid $5 for it, sold for 17. Not making crazy profit, but money is money. Where did I put his thank you card? I swear I just had it. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Donald. Donald is in Linden, Michigan, picking up his golf polo. It's probably ice cold up there, but I'm telling you, people are already buying this stuff. Welcome in, say hello. If you're watching this, by the way, on replay, all these lives are available on replay. As soon as the live is over on YouTube and Facebook, you can rewatch this if you're busy doing something. And we have hundreds of these recordings on there. If you like watching this sort of stuff, seeing exactly what's selling today, you can go check that out. If you are watching the recording, let me know down below in the chat. Write SHIP, S-H-I-P, so that I know you're watching the replay. If you're watching live, just say hello. Feel free to ask questions. I love that. Makes it more interesting. Pretty shirt here, and this is a Columbia. I sell a ton of Columbia on Amazon. I also sell a fair amount lately. I've been picking up more and more Columbia for eBay and Poshmark too. This one's brand new with tags. You can see the retail price is 50 bucks right there. This is a men's size medium. This sold for $26 plus $5.95 shipping. So the buyer's all in for 31 buckaroos. This is going to Arapahoe, North Carolina. Not going far. Going down the street. Thank you, Michael. Telling you, short sleeves are starting to sell. This is good. This is 2 in a row. The next one's going to be 3 in a row, all short sleeves. Polo style shirts. Thank you, Michael. Next one's a brand new with tags, Peter Millar, a Crown Crafted. So that's out the door. And this will conclude eBay. Then we'll switch over to Poshmark sales. We got some Poshmark and we got some Mercari. Peter Millar, men's size 2XL. This is a Crown Crafted. Retail on this is $110. You can see that right there. I accepted a best offer of $60 on this shirt right here. Going to Vestavia Hills, Alabama. This is going to Joe. Buyer paid for shipping $5.95. My shipping label cost me $5.14. I purchased all these eBay shipping labels right through eBay. Nice and easy. This one's going to Alabama. Alabama just got, now they're ordering their golf polos. Go figure. All right, next up, let's switch over to Poshmark. Let me get Poshmark up on the screen for you. Gotta try to keep the buyer's name off the screen here. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? For once not in the replay. What's up, Jerry Ann? How are you? Catching you live. Yeah, you're always catching the replays. It's good to have you live. What's going on over there, Carolyn? Give me the latest. All right, I think you can see the sales there on the side of the screen. So we'll get started right in the top there, that Levi's 501. All of these orders on Poshmark, the buyer paid shipping to $7.99 shipping is what the buyer paid for this stuff. So Levi's 501, size 44 by 30 on these, nice big size. And those sold for $22. I paid $5 at the thrift store. 501 are the button flies. Original fit or classic fit, straight leg, button fly. And this is going to Carmen. Thank you, Carmen. And actually, I'm going to use my, switch over to my Poshmark shipping materials. I'm going to use a padded flat rate for this. I can use my poly bags too, but those cost me 6 cents a piece. So why not use the free stuff from USPS.com? Everything Poshmark ships priority, so I can use these free priority pieces. So thank you, Carmen. $22. So 5 into 22. My profit on this is going to be about $13, 12.50-ish. Levi's are a good seller for me. They don't tend to sell really fast, but just kind of like a good consistent seller. I typically sell them for like the $20 to $24 range. Bigger sizes do better. I find black and gray sells a little bit better. 501s tend to sell a little bit better too. People are into that button fly. Work picked up some interesting things on the street, but thrift store has been poor. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, ups and downs, ups and downs. Keep the hustle up. Maybe this week is going to be the good week. Polo, you got to have that mentality, right? Polo Ralph Lauren men's size extra large, plain Oxford, plain white button up. Tends to get a little bit more money. If this was like a blue shirt, I probably would have got $20 or $21. But the solid white with the pony, $29. And this took about 11 days to sell. I got a bunch of offers on this in like the $20 to $22 range, but I knew somebody would come along and pick it up for the $29, and they did. So $29 on that. I paid $5 at a thrift store. After fees on that, 23. I'm gonna make $18 on that piece. 18, and this is going to Joel Schwartz, and a nice quick sale, 11 days on that. If I was willing to take like 20 or $22, I probably could have sold this shirt another 4 times in the past 10 days, but I'm happy with waiting a couple extra days and getting the 29. And that's one thing that if you're new to reselling, you know, you gotta, it's like, well, why would the white shirt be worth more than a blue shirt? They cost the same amount to make. The retail price on those is the same, but they just happen to have like it's all supply and demand. So there just happens to be the supply and demand of those white polos. And that's just the way it's not necessarily about the retail price. It's always the confluence between supply and demand. So much higher sell-through rate on white shirts. Less competition, lots of demand because people are always buying white shirts. I know people say like nobody dresses up anymore, but white shirts still sell really well. Next up is a brand new with tags Polo Ralph Lauren, little beige colorway on this, men's size extra large, retail $110. Buyer paid $50. So basically got this shirt for 50% off, brand new with tags. I pick these up all the time. If they're $30 or less, I'm grabbing them because they just always sell. They never go out of style. They're always in demand. I have a lot of competition on these shirts, but they sell. I often get them in like quantities too, so I love getting quantities of these. Just one listing, change the quantity to 3 or 4 or whatever. Just make the money every time they sell. Those are my favorite listings. You already know that. This is going to Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Fewer white shirts make it to the secondary market in good condition. That's a great point, Jerry Ann. That's a great point. They get all stained. They get all yellowed. Totally true. And people tend to like wear out their white shirts, right? Because if they wear white shirts to work, they wear them over and over and over. You know what I mean? Because that's just what they wear. So those shirts tend to get a lot of use, a lot of beating. Very good point, Jerry. And typically when you need a white shirt, you need a white shirt. If you got an event coming up, like a wedding or something, or a job interview, right? You need that white shirt. I find things like that go just like with blazers and suits. I end up shipping a lot of them to like places like Las Vegas too, where people wear, think about how many card dealers and people who like work in like high-end restaurants and stuff that need those white shirts and blazers and suits and that sort of thing. What's up, Trisha? All right. Next up, brand new with tags, Mizzen in Maine. I have no idea where I picked this thing up at, to be honest with you. But obviously brand new with tags. Retail, it doesn't tell me what the MSRP on this, but easily over $100. I guess probably $150 piece on this Mizzen in Maine. I love this brand. Sold for $65 plus the buyer paid for shipping on this. Will that fit in here? I think so. Let's just do it in one of these. Let's do it in one of these. Just gotta put it in the poly bag. Mizzen in Maine is going to Jacek. I think that's how you say it, Jacek. Going to Illinois. Love this time of year. I'm starting to sell the spring stuff already, but still selling jackets, fleeces, and jeans. Thank you, Jacek. Just working on CDs, same old. I know it. Hope you're well, Trisha. What's Jesse up to today over there? Out the door. Our bin is full up over here. Is that all our Poshmark? It is. Now we got a couple Mercari sales. Mercari's been really slow for me. Today's actually going to be the first day where I'm going to stop cross-listing new inventory to Mercari. Mercari was 3% of my sales in January. And, really for me to cross-list stuff, and if it's going to be less than 5% of sales per month, it's just really not worth the time for me. So in total, in January, I sold 10 items on Mercari, and I have over 1,000 items listed on Mercari, over 1,100 items listed already. So to have 10 sales in 31 days is crazy. I just think reading between the lines and what they've done with the CEO, they changed their fee structure twice in less than a year. I just have a feeling that Mercari is is going downhill. They're either going to do one or two things. They're either going to go in the tank, or they're gonna have to make some sort of like drastic change to their platform. They're gonna have to go after a niche. They're gonna have to look into live selling. They're gonna have to do something drastic, because I just think that they've had a hard time competing here in the U.S. Now they're based out of Japan. I think maybe their business is healthy in Japan, but yeah, I think Mercari is cooked. So I'm going to leave my items, like the 1,100 items that I have listed on Mercari right now. I'm just going to leave them up, because it'll just take me time to take them down. Might as well just leave them up and get some sales from it. But I'm no longer going to be cross-listing new items to Mercari as of today. Made that decision last night. Boom, move on. I looked at the numbers from last year last night. My best month was 7% of my sales last month. Sold them, or last year, one of the months, so 7%, but it was mostly 7, 6, 5, in a downward trend. And this past month, 3% of my sales on Mercari. So I think that's a wrap for me. As any of you who've been following me long enough know that I actually quit Mercari back in 2023. And then I came back on it when they changed their fee structure, and they were going to put the fee on the buyer instead of putting it on the seller. I was like, I'll give it a whirl. That might be cool. So I joined back April of last year on Mercari and gave it a good go, but it's trending down again. So that's it. I'm done with it again. I think their customer service and all that sucks and stuff anyway too. So Mercari sales, we had 2 of them over the weekend. We'll take it. I don't usually get 2 sales in a weekend on Mercari. This is a really quick seller. This is an Under Armour. I'm going to take off this screen thing here. Let me just get rid of this. Go back here. How do I do this? I can do it. Boom. I'm back. Big. Under Armour. I don't pick up a ton of Under Armour, but I've been dabbling with it a little bit more recently. I mean, it is a really good selling brand. It just, you have to get your price so low to sell a lot of this Under Armour. But if you look at, like, if you zoom out a little bit and think about retail, gosh, there's like a ton of places that sell a ton of Under Armour across the country. That's part of why the supply is so high online on places like eBay and Poshmark. But if you get the price right on these items and you're picking the right items, you can sell Under Armour. So this Under Armour took me, I'll tell you exactly how long it took to sell. This was like 2 days or something, I think. I just listed this. Bear with me. I listed it on Friday and it sold yesterday. So yeah, it took 2 days to sell. So hard to beat that. It sold for a price, I'll tell you that much. It sold for $18. I paid $5. It sold for $18 on Mercari. After fees, I'm going to end up making like $12 on this piece, $11 on this piece. But gosh, I had it just for a couple of days. So, you know me, I can't find a lot of those higher end brands here in Asheville on a consistent basis. Not enough to list 100 of them every single week, which is really what I need to do in order to be making enough money to make this whole thing work. So I play around with things like Columbia. I play around with LL Bean. I play around with Under Armour, and I can make some money doing it. So would I rather find higher end stuff? Yeah, I absolutely would. But you got to play with the reality of your playing field. You know, like I just can't find all that home run stuff as consistently here. So anyway, $18 on this Under Armour, 2 days to sell on this little it's a track jacket, like a full zip little track jacket piece. So Barry D is in the house. Can you order some pizza? Man, that was fun, wasn't it? I had fun. I hope you did. You ever sold anything online? A thing or two. Why did that come up? I didn't mean to hit that. How did that button happen? I swear I've used technology before. Do you travel a lot for clothing? Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I pretty much drive a lot within a 2.5 hour radius in any direction. And then I'll fly to Florida every couple of months and do some thrifting down there because I got family down there, so I can visit family and get a whole bunch of stuff and ship it back. LL Bean has been consistently one of my top 5 brands sold for the past 3 years. It's been probably a top 5 brand, I would say, for me In the 6 years I've done this, I'd say at least 5 of those years, it's been top 5 brand. It's been top 10 definitely every single year. For sure, I'm with you. Last order, unless somebody wants to get coffee, you can always get coffee during these lives. Look at this beautiful coffee here. It's delicious. I wish you could smell it through the screen. Get yourself some fair trade organic coffee that's roasted fresh every Thursday. A little taste of the mountains for you. You can go to chris@peak.com. You can see the name right there. Just go to chris@peak.com. Get you some coffee. I'll ship it out here right here on the live with a big dose of gratitude. You won't be disappointed with this coffee. It's our favorite coffee. That's why we started working with our partners at Dynamite Roasting. They crush it. Been Western North Carolina's #1 coffee roaster as voted by the people 12 years in a row, which is crazy. And there's competition out here there's some good coffee roasters out here, but they've been #1 and they're our partner and they crush it. It's our favorite coffee and we get to sell it to you. It's a treat. All right, last item. I got to find these. Sold a pair of shoes. Let's see. Oh, here they are. This is a leftover. Some of you might remember I was selling shoes on Whatnot for a little bit and then pulled the plug on that experiment pretty quickly. And this was a pickup that I had from those days. So I still have a handful of those shoes left. I've sold out of most of them. But a pair of Trae Young. I had a few pairs of these. This one kind of hung out. Men's size 11 Trae Young 2.0s. Not a super desirable shoe. It's an Adidas piece right there. So we'll get this shipped out. I'm going to use a 14 by 10 by 6 box here. And this will be it. This will be a wrap unless someone gets coffee. This is our last order going out the door. Kind of a slower weekend than I anticipated. I was hoping there'd be like more shopping since there was no football yesterday. I guess you had the Grammys to occupy people's time, but I was hoping it would maybe be a better shopping weekend. It was okay. I'm not complaining. I did okay on Amazon, so we'll take that. But still a solid weekend of sales. I was expecting like a above average weekend, and I would say it was a below average weekend. That's okay. This is going to $37. That's probably about what I paid for them. Maybe I paid $29 or something like that. But for these, it's just about on. If you got a bad buy, move on from the bad buy. Get some money back from it. So you got some money back. This is going to go UPS. I'm going to have to put this aside in a separate pile. So that's not going to go with my postal pickup. And what do we got here? Oh, Jerry Ann, thank you for your order. We got a coffee order going to Jerry Ann. Thank you so much. That's awesome. You know the drill. If you get a coffee order, if you order live at chris@peak.com, there's a link down below if you want to just click on that. But if you order during the live like Jerry Ann did, you get it shipped out on the live. Jerry Ann, we got 2 bags of Black Mountain Dark Roast, the French press grind, right? You like the coarse grind. You have a French at home. Awesome. All our coffee is available in ground, whole bean, or if you use this at home, you can get a French press grind, which is just like a coarse grind. You're welcome, Jerry Ann. Thank you. Did we got that right? You want the French press grind, right? Big thanks, Jerry Ann. Thanks for supporting our tiny little business over here. Let's see. What's up, Andrew? How are you, bud? We're just getting wrapped up here, Andrew. What's going on in your neck of the woods? We got like one of the warmest day, probably the warmest day we've had in a couple of months. We had a cold freaking January here in Asheville. I was kind of over it, but we had a great weekend. Kim and I went out and did a couple hikes, including with our goddaughter and her mom and dad. That was great. We did a nice easy hike, and then we went and Kim and I did a more aggressive hike with our neighbors yesterday, which was a lot of fun. So we got a little over 8 miles in over the weekend, which is great. We're trying to get back in shape. It's nice to be able to get outside again and enjoy some sunshine. But boy, we had a cold January, and I was just wimpy about it. I just didn't feel like getting out. I've done a ton of hiking in like the cold weather up in New Hampshire over the years. Maybe I'm too old for it. I don't know. Maybe I am. But we had a good weekend anyway, and looks like it's going to be a warming trend, at least for a little bit here. All right, we're going to get your shipping label out here, Jerry Ann. You're going to get a shipping confirmation here in about 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Am I saying your name, by the way, right, Jerry Ann? I think I just made an assumption there that that's how you say it. Confirmed on the French press. Got you. Getting your handwritten thank you note going here. Who knows if you'll be able to read it, but you'll be able to tell that there's love there. Thank you, Jerry Ann. You are cool. Cool. All right. You got a shipping confirmation in. It's getting warm in here. In your inbox right now. And this is going to Kentucky. This won't take long. Just a couple of days you'll get this. Probably 2-3 days. All right, your tracking information is in your big thanks. I am working on a new website, which I'm really excited about for the coffee business. It's about time for like a big upgrade. Right now I have a simple site. It's just how we launched the business. So I was like, how do I get this business up and going? Keep it simple. And it was a very simple site. It served us well, but it's time to give the website an upgrade. We did a photo shoot up at Dynamite Roasting last week, thanks to their folks for making some like really awesome, like beautiful espressos, and like did some cappuccino art for us and everything. That was really cool. So got some photos done, and I got the structure of the website built up. Now it's just kind of design stuff, making it look pretty. So we're excited about that. You should be able to see that. I'm hoping to have that site launched by next week. It won't be like 100% done. I still want to do another photo shoot, some like cool like hiking stuff with Kim and I, like outdoors photos, just to kind of bring in like some of who we are into it. So I want to get a photographer to help put together some of that stuff. I also want there to maybe be some like leaves on the trees and stuff too. So we'll see. But I at least want to get the new website launched and make it mostly pretty, and then we'll add some other stuff and add some flavor to it. Thanks, Jerry Ann. Appreciate you. What's up, Chemo? Over the weekend, first visit to Asheville since the storm, heartbreaker. Busy on the day job, took the trip up the mountain, hit up Red Ginger. Nice. What'd you think of Red Ginger? Yeah, there's definitely, yeah, the heartbreaker, I get you on that. But hopefully you enjoyed some time downtown. What else did you hit up other than Red Ginger? Red Ginger is solid. I like Red Ginger. That's one of my buddy Trace's like favorite places. He just loves Red Ginger. I think it's pretty good. But it's not one of our favorites, I would say. But it's very solid. Very solid for sure. So many good options down if you're in that neck of the woods. All right, y'all. I appreciate all your support. Thanks for hanging out with me a little bit on this Monday afternoon. Hope you had a good weekend of sales. Hope you're off to a good start for this weekend. Wishing you good luck if you're out at the thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, retail, shopping, whatever you're up to. Wishing you some good luck. Hopefully you have some good sales this week. Keep that hustle going. We'll see you next Monday. if not sooner. And yes, we are back back on it with reseller content. If you haven't seen some of our photo posts over the last few days, we're back. We're back. You're going to see some reels and some videos coming out that's reselling related again too, and it's time. You're still going to see some videos about really cool stories of people who have struggled and are on the recovery here, both businesses and families. You'll still see some of that content coming out, but I'm back on the grind with the main portion of this channel. It's always been the priority of this channel to help you make money, to help you launch or grow your reselling business. And again, that is the focus. We kept doing these live streams all the way through, but I wasn't doing videos and I was doing very few picture posts, like educational posts, but those are back. It's time. You can't have two priorities. You can only have a priority. And for the past 4 months after the storm, it had to be a priority that we had to focus on that content, capturing those stories, and and fundraising for our neighbors. And you've helped us raise over $44,000 in that 4 months period of time. Like, that had to be the priority. But we're going to return back to the normal priority for this channel. The priority is always teaching you. Aside from the last 4 months, which is a natural disaster, you just have to sort of change things and make exceptions to every rule. But now we're back. So you're going to see both. You're actually going to see all three. You're going to start seeing content about the coffee business. You're going to see content about the reselling business, and you're going to see content about us capturing stories of fellow Western North Carolinians that have been impacted by the storm and are rebounding. Because I thought about doing multiple channels for all this stuff, but the reality is intertwined into this business. That's what this business is, and is storytelling for the people in Western North Carolina, fundraising for the people of Western North Carolina is got to be part of our business moving forward, period. Right? It's going to be intertwined. So to me, this is a channel about our business. It's a reflection of the business, and the business is three things. It's reselling, teaching you about reselling. It's coffee and selling coffee and being proud about coffee and enjoying coffee and teaching you how to enjoy better coffee in better ways. And that's going to be happening. And it's going to be, raised all the way along. It's going to be raising money for our neighbors and folks in Western North Carolina that really need the help, and sharing those stories. And we're just going to keep doing it. So that'll be the breakdown. It'll be 70% reselling moving forward is really what we're looking at. And of course, always every single bag of the Hooper's Creek medium roast, $1.50 from each bag sold, is going to go straight down to support our neighbors as they continue to rebuild their homes. Out of those 11 neighbors that we committed to 4 months ago, that we said we're going to help them get back in their homes, we're going to support them, we're going to bring money down there, we're going to volunteer, we're going to do work at their house, we're going to coordinate volunteers to get over there, we're going to share their story. Of those 11 families, 2 of them are back in their homes. 2. So there's still 9 folks or 9 families that are working hard to rebuild their homes, and they're in different stages of that rebuild. And so that's why we're going to keep doing it. They still need those funds. If you want to check out our any of the GoFundMe's, money goes directly to our neighbors. If you want to check out those links, you can go to chris@peak.com. If you want to check out the coffee, you can go to chris@peak.com. If you want to follow us on other channels, we are Chris@Peak on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. You can again go to chris@peak.com. You can see all those links right there. And of course, all our reselling tools we have linked there. But we're back. We're back with reselling content. You deserve it. Selling content for over 4 years now, over 4.5 years. Content. It's the backbone of this channel. It always has been, and it always will be as long as I'm doing reselling. And it's the backbone of my income. That's where the biggest source of our income is still from reselling. So that'll be reflected on this channel. That's our go-to. Love it. Went to Sweets and Seats, and the kiddos love a record store. I don't know about Sweet. I have to look up Sweets and Seats. That's cool. Thank you for sharing that. All right, that's it for now, y'all. Thanks for listening to a little rant there at the end. And as always, thanks for supporting the content. If you like the stuff we put out, hit the like button. If other people need to see it too, hit that share button. And if you just want to, share and brag or share some good results you have, I always love reading those things down below in the chat and answering questions and all that stuff. So anyway, peace. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye.